You know, I've been feeling a little strange lately, hence the outfit. And I have to tell you, you may find that I change form throughout this video. If my manner of speaking alarms you or disorients you, don't worry about it. I'm going to speak normally now, going forward. That was just to weed out the people who don't deserve to see this amazing video. Now, I'm going to tell you a handful of terrifying tales regarding musical apparitions, ghosts, and spooky happenings. However, I must warn you that I wasn't necessarily joking with everything that I said at the very beginning of this video. You may think these are sunglasses, but in fact, they're moon glasses. And when I take them off, let us begin. Our first tale involves a man named Marilyn Manson. You've heard of him, I'm sure. It's gonna be no surprise that a musician like Marilyn Manson once summoned the underworld. Simply a Christian school kid at the time, Manson recalls being pressured by his peers in reading incantations in a dark and supposedly haunted cellar. Now, Marilyn Manson was known for his Satan-worshipping ways, and he claimed he recited lines of text by the glow of a lighter. He heard demonic whispers asking him if he believed in Satan. Speaking of the devil, the recommended age to have a Ouija board is 8 years old. So you have to be 21 years old to drink alcohol and 8 years old to summon Satan. That makes sense. Our next story involves Jimmy Page. In 1970, Page bought Bullskin House, a remote manor in the Scottish Highlands once owned by Aleister Crowley. You know, Mr. Crowley. Now, this house was once dubbed the most notorious home in the Highlands. Crowley is said to have performed all kinds of black magic and occult rituals at the home, which he bought specifically for that purpose. One of these rites was disrupted, which supposedly caused serious unrest in the area. And I quote, "The spirits he summoned got out of hand, causing one housemaid to leave and a workman to go mad. He also insinuates he was indirectly responsible for a local butcher accidentally severing an artery and bleeding to death. Crowley had written the name of some demons on a bill from the butcher's shop." Now, after taking a few trips to Bullskin in the early 70s, Page stopped going to the house. He spoke of bad vibes, man, and claimed to have seen the severed head of a ghost rolling around on the floors at night. That reminds me of a joke. What did the Headless Horseman say to his therapist? "I don't know what to do. I just can't get ahead in life." Our next tale involves Keith Richards. After his dad Bert died in 2002, Keith kept his father's ashes for 6 years before deciding to scatter them around an oak tree he had planted. As he opened the box, what he describes as a fine spray blew onto the table. Keith added, "I couldn't just brush him off, so I wiped my finger over it and snorted the residue. Ashes to ashes, father to son." I have to say, Keith, that's even a little weird for me. Our final tale goes beyond the realm of Earth and its monsters and ghouls. It goes even further into the universe of space and time. And of course, it involves the voodoo child himself, Jimi Hendrix. Hendrix was very open about his UFO sightings and
belief in aliens,
and once told a New York Times reporter that he himself was from Mars. Far-fetched? Drug talk? Concert goers may disagree, especially those at one of his last concerts, performed at an extinct volcano in Maui. Between the three sets, while Jimi rested in a special Hopi tent, many attendees reported seeing
UFOs and hearing music
coming from rocks. I'll just skip over that rock and roll pun. Now that story was confirmed by Curtis Knight. Before hitting it big, Jimi was a member of Curtis Knight and the Squires. And Knight told of another UFO encounter near Woodstock, New York in 1965, when the band became trapped in their car during a heavy snowstorm. He claimed a UFO landed in front of them, an alien appeared, and the snow suddenly melted and their car became hot, saving them from the freezing and freeing the car. While Jimi rarely talked about it, his songs may have. Here's a line from Somewhere, off of First Rays of a New Rising Sun, a 1997 posthumous album of unreleased Jimi Hendrix songs. And up in the clouds, I can imagine UFOs chuckle to themselves. Laughing, they say, those people, so uptight. They sure know how to make a mess, hey! We sure do know how to make a mess, Jimi. We sure do.